We are Growing Up Without Borders, here to give you a live update as to where we are, how we got here. And our whole process of from when we very first heard about the coronavirus to being here now in Queenstown, New Zealand.
So it all started all the way back actually in Sri Lanka, which was actually in January, like the 20th, right?
Yeah, that was the first time we heard anything about the coronavirus. So it would have been maybe even a little bit before. I think around the 20th was when we started getting not concerned, but realizing that this was getting serious already then. So we had toured around Sri Lanka. We went all around and saw the most beautiful scenery. And
to leave Sri Lanka, we were like, okay, so now where do we go next? And like at the shopping malls, we were seeing like already like scanners and like everyone was starting to wear masks.
Thermal scanners. So this is around the 20th of January. We were staying at a place called Tabula Rasa, which is this beautiful new resort, and we were speaking with the people there already, saying how devastating it was for tourism in Sri Lanka because they had a terrorist attack, and now this coming into effect, how would it affect everyone? Then we went to the capital city of Colombo, and we started seeing the thermal scanners as you walked through the shopping malls. Everyone was already starting to social distance. The girls, what did you guys see the one time we were eating?
When we were eating, a whole bunch of Asian kids were walking upstairs. And what happened is basically the guy, he looked at them and then he ran the other way. One of the workers, he's like, no.
I don't know if Asians can tell each other apart, but it was like there was already like this distance of like, oh my gosh, are you guys from China? We don't want to go near you, you know, all that kind of stuff. There was a lot of people visiting from China that were staying in Sri Lanka,
and then we saw,
that didn't want to go back home.
Yeah, we saw like, for example, once here at the shopping mall, they were just all sitting around like not knowing what to do. If they should go home or just stay, or
I think they were all stranded in this case in Sri Lanka.
We were like them too, in a sense. We were like, no, where do we go? Because we don't want to go home necessarily, but we don't want to, you know?
This was a pivotal moment for us because we wanted and had planned to go to India, to Pakistan, and different countries. And the process to getting an Indian visa to visit their country was going to be really hard. Not hard, but just a lot of paperwork because they wanted to know the last countries we visited in the last 10 years. And so that's like writing down 100 different countries and dates and all that. So we just weren't ready for that. So we decided to pivot and we went to Thailand. And Thailand at this point, a lot of people were wearing masks. Now, a lot of times they wear masks in these countries because of pollution as well. But there were still loads of tourists, right? We were still seeing tourism fine and everything like that, and it was busy. When we were in Bangkok, what did you guys see, girls? Angela, do you want to tell them? When we were in the metro and we saw all of a sudden all that stuff coming out.
Oh yeah, we started seeing like mist. They were spraying the streets or something. We don't know what it was, but we were walking by the metro area and they were spraying all this stuff onto the cars and on the roads and stuff.
We're not sure. It wasn't like people though. It was like these little tubes, and out of these tubes, all of a sudden, all this spray was coming out. We've never seen that before in our lives, and we were wondering. First of all, if it was dangerous to breathe in, if it was for mosquitoes, or what it was for. We still don't know. So if you know, please comment below and enlighten us as to what that was. From there, when we were back in Bangkok, we went to the north of Thailand. We came back. We were getting really concerned that the Cambodia and Thai border would close down because there was just this hyphen kind of alert all of a sudden everywhere. So we went over towards Siem Reap.
Well, like before, we were seeing like in Phuket where all the hotels were like closing down and stuff.
Yeah. And then when we were in Siem Reap, we went from it being completely packed with tourists and people telling us that we were going to have a hard time taking photos of the Tomb Raider temple and such, to when we went, how was it, girls?
Nobody.
Yeah.
It was like you could take a photo.
We had Angkor Wat completely to ourselves. Like, it was just... This is what it's like visiting the temples here in Siem Reap with no tourists. Usually this whole walkway is so packed that you can't even walk. And we have it all to ourselves. Like, it was just crazy. So then when we left Siem Reap,
We went to the capital, Phnom Penh, and then when we left, it's like all the schools shut down in Siem Reap. We're like, oh. And then everyone started wearing masks. Like, no one was wearing masks until, like, we arrived in the capital city and, like, bang, overnight.
and we saw this, like, transition happen
Yeah.
in Siem Reap from it being, like, busy with tourists and stuff to all of a sudden, like,
Quieter
really
and
quieter.
quieter.
Every day was just getting, like, more and more sparse. Like, we were at this one place and I think we were the only ones there. So it was crazy. So then from there we were starting to get very, like, anxious, and our but our goal was to get to New Zealand at some point and get through the Pacific and such. So we were, like, talking as a family saying, like,
And, like,
we need to do a mad dash to get there.
Because we didn't want to miss it and go home, for example, because we, like, last year we wanted to go and we didn't make it. So, like, this year, like, we have to make it. We don't want to go home.
Yeah.
So we got on a plane. Right?
Yeah.
Then we went to Malaysia.
Yeah. And our biggest concern with that, like, remember we were talking, like, we were saying, like, what if we go and we book flights and then all of a sudden Malaysia closes its borders to this country coming in? Because at this point, everything was having this, like, hyphen kind of, not security, but countries were all ready to say, we're not accepting this and this and this country.
And this was, like, the first week of March.
Yeah.
So we got to Malaysia, spent a night because we didn't want to stay longer.
All right, so traveling during the coronavirus at this point, we are right now March 10th. I want to show you what the airports look like here in Phnom Penh, capital city of Cambodia. Here you go. So still some travelers, but not like what you would be used to seeing. Like, it feels really empty and very quiet everywhere you look. Oh, look at what I found over there in the distance. The girls over there making a TikTok. If you want to follow us on TikTok, we're under Growing Up Without Borders on TikTok. You see this? Totally empty. Hey girls, what you doing over there? TikToks. Y'all look so teenager-ish with your headphones on.
TikTok. DJ.
TikTok.
Renegade. Follow us on TikTok.
They're waving back to us. Here we go. Here's the thermal scans coming through. First reactions of Angelique was, hey, there's a monorail. Angelique, are you forgetting what it's like? It's because we've been out of, like, modernization for a while, so it feels different, doesn't it, girls?
Yeah, it's like Orlando.
Feels like you're arriving in Orlando. And then what was the first thing Chloe noticed? She was like, oh, we're back in a Muslim country. Everyone's covered up again. Here we are, arriving at the Airbnb. We only stayed at the Airbnb for one night, so it was a quick layover close to the airport and then right back to the airport the next morning.
If you become unwell with fever or respiratory symptoms during your stay in Singapore, you are advised to see a doctor at any medical clinic.
want to show you around this airport because this is what, girls?
The #1 airport in the world.
And why? Why is it the #1 airport?
Because I think it's so cool. It's got like a pool, movie theater, an outside waterfall area.
Has like a, well,
not outside, it's like botanical gardens, but indoors, and there's like huge waterfalls and domes.
so we're gonna see, we only have 4 hours here. We're gonna see if we can show you all the cool things that they have. Let's go. So we are going on an overnight flight to Australia. I've got my all asleep, which is this here. It's
So do I.
yeah, we're all gonna use it tonight. It's gonna be a long flight.
It's a long flight. And the weirdest part is we're gonna get there and it's gonna be more 3 a.m. so confusing.
Yeah.
Basically, the way it works is it's like an eye patch, and it ties up to the back of the seat, and you put it on your head, and it allows you to sleep without your head bopping up and down.
Feels good to be somewhere cold, finally.
It does?
It's like too hot, it's not.
You look like you came from the south. I didn't realize it was gonna be this cold. Here we go. This is our home exchange, our little house in this quiet little luscious neighborhood. It's got a little mountain behind it.
Funny, but I haven't seen rain in ages, so it feels nice to have like rain, and it smells like Canada, and
It does?
brings
Do you?
lots of memories.
Smells fresh. Yeah, you can. Oh, and there's even a butterfly that just.
Nature.
Yeah. it's so
Green.
This is funny. The girls discovered hot chocolate, but they also discovered back in this room the most important machine of all time, the laundry machine. So we're super excited because how long has it been since we've stayed in a place with a real laundry machine, guys?
I don't know.
A long time. And then we're off to bed. So we'll see you later. We're in Australia. At this point, we didn't have the flights to New Zealand, and we were like, we need to book these fast. We need to get organized.
So we were like, do we stay a week or do we stay like 2 days?
Yeah, we were like, do we discover the Gold Coast of Australia? We're playing with fire here. Like, we were like this. And I was like, no, we need to book these flights as soon as possible and get out of here. So, you know, we just didn't want to get stuck in Australia because we have dear friends in the North Island of New Zealand that we so wanted to see. We spent like 3 weeks every single day with them at a beach beaches in Nicaragua on a daily. And they were like the coolest Kiwis ever. So we arrived in Christchurch, and the day we arrived, they
the guy
announced.
said in 3 hours, every person that comes in has to be in self-quarantine for 14 days.
Yeah, like self-isolation. And so we did just that. We stayed in pretty much. We were still able to walk around. And then we arranged a home exchange here in Queenstown. And we were really excited. We thought we would spend 1 week in Queenstown and then head north to see our friends. Then came the announcement.
Opportunity to break the chain of community transmission, to contain the virus, to stop it multiplying, and to protect New Zealanders from the worst. Our plan is simple. We can stop the spread. That's why Cabinet met today and agreed that effective immediately, we will move to alert level 3 nationwide. After 48 hours, the time required to ensure essential services are
48 hours.
will place the most significant restrictions on New Zealanders' movements in modern history. This is not a decision taken lightly, but it is our best chance to slow the virus and to save lives. Supermarkets, doctors, pharmacies.
The day we were dreading has arrived, and we just got the announcement from the Prime Minister here in New Zealand that everything is shutting down. The only thing that's going to be open are grocery stores, pharmacies, and all public transportation will be closed, which means we will no longer be able to get to the North Island unless we leave within 48 hours. So we've got a home exchange booked. We're going to go stay at a home exchange till April 1st, and then we have to find another place. But everyone is going to be on mandatory self-isolation, which means we can't really do movement. And anyway, we're just trying to figure out what we're going to do. We have a rented car. I'm going to return that. There's no point keeping a rented car while we're just stuck at home. And we're going to have to find a way to get to the grocery store, which is a good 30 minutes away from where we're going to be staying by foot. So these are going to be interesting times for us.
Get a lot of work done.
Yep, this is going to be good for us. So there you go. So quick update, we listened to the Prime Minister give her speech in the car, and we came right away to the grocery store to get what we needed. And this is only a half an hour or so after we came out of the grocery store. Now it is totally shut down. The doors are shut down, and you can only go in with a time frame. So basically everything's shutting down fast. They're only letting X amount of people into the grocery store at a certain time. So for those of the people who didn't get groceries, well, they're stuck. But there was no flour inside there anyway. We wanted to make some homemade bread. Well, that's out of the question now. So things are changing rapidly fast here in New Zealand. We have a 6-hour drive to get towards Queenstown, and then from there we're going to be on lockdown. So interesting times, because our car is full with like our stuff. So there's not much room for all the extra groceries. And plus now we can't go do a big grocery until tomorrow apparently. So here we go. All right, let's do this 6-hour drive down to Queenstown. We'll at least be able to show you what the ride looks like. After that, not sure how much of Queenstown we'll be able to film. So maybe tomorrow we can still walk out and see some of the beautiful scenery, and at least get that on clips and videos for you guys.
So we're at the gas station right now, and there's tons of people stocking up on gas.
Everyone's here stocking up. The gas station is now closed. We have 460 kilometers of driving to do.
You know,
so
I think it might be better if we went to a smaller area, but then again, there'd probably be no gas stations. Trying not to make obvious. So we just ran into a problem, because all the restaurants are closing and the gas stations are closing. We didn't think about this. So are the bathrooms.
We'll have to start showering with one of those portable potties. No, but at least this gas station
we
has
found a gas station with open bathrooms.
in a small town.
You're keeping me on. Yeah, I'm strapped in, stuck in a song you can't turn off. Like a merry-go-round, my head is spinning. I see you up and about. I'm sure as hell not. 'Cause in my mind we're smiling on the dance floor, late nights getting deep like we're on our own ride. Got the words now, 'cause we're so young.
We arrived in Queenstown. We are in the most beautiful, beautiful area, you guys. It's absolutely gorgeous, pristine. The mountains are so pretty. we've landed a good spot. The thing we weren't anticipating is maybe how long we're going to be here. We have no idea when things are going to open back up, and if they do open back up, if we can hop in through the different countries or, you know, all of that. Everything's up in the air.
To be honest, I prefer being here than our home in Switzerland because it's just more cozier. Like, we've got a fireplace and carpet.
So the girls and I, we both love being here because it's like being in a cozy chalet, if you will, and we're so on the go that for us to be stuck inside and in one spot and not move around feels so good.
And have our normal routine and
schedule, routine. So we're loving it. So
thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe as we take you to every country in the world.
When we start traveling, of course.
Of course.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Bye.